Appreciate it. Hey, it's Greg Sherman, Mr. Bowtie here in San Antonio. First off, Trevon, congrats on the success so far.
Thank you.
We're going to have three guys, it looks like, going into the draft. You, Caden Stearns, as well as Kellen Mond. Two-part question. Number one, just a thought on having three guys from San Antonio that are going to get drafted pretty high. And number two, I guess, trying to help represent San Antonio because our high schools haven't had as much success in recent years. Just a thought on both of those, please.
Right. Yeah, I think it's a big time. Like you said, that area isn't really heavily recruited, heavily looked at as a football cities, football area. So I think, us three being able to do that, have that opportunity, just puts, 2-0 on the map, puts San Antonio on the map, gives courage to the younger guys looking up to us to do the same thing and to pursue the same goals. But yeah, like you said, I definitely think this will be a big step for San Antonio kids playing any sport. To step up and see that, others done it before them in the same area that they've grown up in.
And a quick follow-up, Ty Summers, of course, a couple of years ago, drafted 226. He's a San Antonio guy. Have you talked to him at all about going through this process since he went through all of this dog and pony show a couple of years ago?
Right. Yeah, he told me a lot. Just, basically everybody's going to want their hand out. Everybody's going to want to, come talk to you, say they know you. But at the end of the day, you just got to keep your loved ones close. Know where you come from, stay humble, and just go out there and have fun.
Thank you.
Personally knew Andrew, but I remember my times at Smithson Valley in high school. We'd hear about him all the time, what a great role model he was, a leader. And so, being at Smithson Valley, I think he was probably one of the only guys that came out and played in the league. So especially as a young guy in high school, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to chase that dream and to be there, with Andrew and say, he came from Smithson Valley and was able to go to the league. So,
okay. Also, are you squatting 600 pounds?
I would say I didn't really have too many teams, coming at me trying to pull me away from TCU. I think as soon as I committed to TCU, it was pretty much a done deal. I love the atmosphere. I love the coaching staff. I love the whole tradition. And I just love the small community feel, but big time football. But like you said, I don't think, I really didn't have that problem. Once I was set on TCU, I was set, man. I loved it from the start. So I love it now. So I'm repping them all the way.
Appreciate it. Wanted to ask you, of course, about Trey Flowers, another San Antonio guy. He plays safety in the NFL. What has he told you, if anything, about the adjustments you're going to have to make going from the Big 12 to the NFL?
Kind of not. We haven't spoken, about more X's and O's, but I would say more along the lines of what Ty told me. Making sure keep the loved ones safe and secure, keep them tight. Everybody's going to want a handout. Everybody's going to want to know you and talk to you and say they did this with you. But at the end of the day, you just got to know your roots, stay humble, and, keep grinding.
And I'm sure Levi Williams in a couple of years will be asking you for that same advice since you and him played a lot of pitch and catch up at Smithson Valley.
Right. And I'll be happy to give him to him, man. He's next up. So is going back up to Exos in Frisco, where I've been training at. Do some rehab, make sure my body is right, maybe do some light training up until draft day. So that's kind of my plan. We'll see where it goes from there, but looking forward to the draft. I'm looking forward to the next step.
I think you already know the answer. Every NFL team's looking for somebody. They all look for something different. Just as Bowtie size, most people, when they look for safeties are in the box guys a lot of times, and for his size, and what you get with Trey is you get a man player for his size, which is uncommon for a safety his size. It's going to be, when he plays somewhere between the 205 to 210 range. Usually there to be a nickel safety, they're going to be smaller, and so it might even be a corner. So he's a guy that he can do that. He can do a lot of things, and he can be very versatile with what they're trying to get accomplished. Number one, I think of him even more of a person than I do as a player. Great team leader, very quiet off the field. Has one girlfriend, been one girlfriend since probably for the last 7, 8, 9 years. She followed and she goes to school at TCU. So it's family and everything has been tremendous for us. I'd take 1,000 Trey Moehrigs. To be honest with you, he was very talented. Plus he's a hard worker. He can play through being beat up a little bit, all those kind of things that you're going to have to do at the next level when you only have a 53-man roster. And so I think those are all positives. Mom's great. Grandma's great. Everybody's great. So you wish you could recruit everybody like him.
Gary, appreciate your time. Greg Sherman, Mr. Bowtie here in San Antonio. First met you when you guys beat Oklahoma in 2005. We know that the Metroplex has some of the best high school sports in the nation. They win a lot of championships, but we saw Austin get 9 teams to the state semifinals this year, and San Antonio's had a lot of players that have been going D1 in the NFL in recent years. What have you noticed over the years about how the talent pool in Austin and San Antonio has grown?
Well, we've always had San Antonio and Austin players. You go back through all the guys that we've recruited, Marvin Godbolt, and just guys that, since I've been here, since 1998, we've had a lot of Austin or outside of Austin. Jeremy Curley was from Hutto. Jeremy Modkins was from Marlin. You just take all the small towns as you go south. But they won't be the first. Derek Kendrick came from down between San Antonio and Austin. So we've had a lot of great players that have come from there. So we've always felt like there was a lot of good players from there. And I'm not surprised that they've had good teams get to state and do all that, just for the simple reason that, that area down there is growing. And you've had a lot more players down there, and the coaching kid's getting better. The athletic ability keeps getting better. And so we'll keep coming there.
And I guess real quickly, Ty Summers, who I also got to cover in high school, and he was picked 226 with the Packers, barely made the roster. And what he's done to represent TCU and San Antonio NFL, I know you certainly have to be proud of that.
Well, yeah. And there's no such thing barely. You either do or you don't. And Ty's one of those guys that he just need to get in. And to be honest with you, there's a lot of people said that he should have played more, not just on special teams, but probably should have played more as a starter or even as a linebacker in their situation. So here's a guy that was a quarterback that all I saw that he ran a 10,900 meters, but he had a chance to grow, and he was smart. And so, we needed one more scholarship for a linebacker, and we got lucky. So that he turned out to have the ability to change over and do the things he needed to do. So we take 100 of him also.
Thank you.
Okay, for our final